No side disturbance, Prabhu. No noise, right? I am outside.
No, no, yeah, yeah. No.
Okay, good. Okay. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हे कृष्णा करुणा हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनीश्वरी वृषभानुस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं। परमानन्दमाधवं परमानन्दमाधवं परमानन्दमाधवम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। यद् अत्र स्खलितं किञ्चित् विभव विद्वांसः पुरायन्तु तत् यद् अत्र सौष्ठवं किञ्चित् तद्गुरोरेवं मे नहि। हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining today's Bhagavatam reading. Today we are going to read third canto, 28th chapter, 23rd shloka. Very nice shloka. And as usual, Prabhupada brings out very important points in this shloka. Okay, let's start. Janudvayam jalaja लोचनाया जनन्या लक्ष्म्याखिलस्य सुरावन्दितया विधातुः ऊर्वोर्निधया कृप करापल्लव रोचिसयत् सं सं संलालितं हृदि विभोर अभवस्य कुर्यात्. Synonyms, word by word meaning. Janudvayam, up to the knees. Jalaja lochanaya, lotus eyed. Janananya, mother. Lakshmya, by Lakshmi. Akhilasya, of the entire universe. Suravanditaya, worshipped by the demigods. Vidhatau, of Brahma. Urvor, at the thighs. Nidhaya, having placed. Kara Pallava Rochisa, with her lustrous fingers. Yet, which Samlalitam, massaged. Hridi, in the heart. Vibaho, of the Lord. Abhavasya, transcendental to the material existence. Kuryat, one should meditate. Translation: the yogi should fix in his heart the activities of Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, who is worshipped by all demigods and is the mother of the Supreme Person, Brahma. She can always be found massaging the legs and thighs of the Supreme Transcendental Lord, very carefully serving him in his way. Purport by His Divine Grace, Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Brahma is the appointed Lord of the universe. Because his father is Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, is automatically his mother. Lakshmi ji is worshipped by all demigods and by the inhabitants of other planets as well. Human beings are also eager to receive favor from goddess of fortune. Lakshmi is always engaged in the massaging the legs and thighs of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, who is lying on the ocean of Garbha within the universe. Brahma is described here as the son of goddess of fortune. But actually, he was not born of her womb. Brahma takes his birth from the abdomen of the Lord himself. A lotus flower grows from the abdomen of Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and Brahma is born there. Therefore, Lakshmi ji massaging of the Lord should not be taken as a behavior of an ordinary woman, ordinary wife. The Lord is transcendental to the behavior of the ordinary male and female. The word abhavasya is very significant, for it indicates that he could produce Brahma without the assistance of the god fortune. Since transcendental behavior is different from the mundane behavior, it should not be taken that the Lord receives service from his wife just as a demigod or human being might receive service from his wife. It is advised here the yogi always keep this picture in his heart. The devotee always thinks of his relationship between Lakshmi and Narayana. Therefore, he does not meditate on the mental plane as impersonalists and voidists do. Bhava means one who accepts a material body. Abhava means one who does not accept the material body but descends in the original spiritual body. Lord Narayana is not born of anything material. Matter is generated from matter, but he is not born of matter. Matter is generated from matter, but he is not born of matter. Brahma is born after the creation, but since the Lord existed they before the creation, the Lord has no material body. Brahma is born after the creation, but since the Lord existed before the creation, the Lord has no material body. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining today's reading. So, I'll just speak some of the things that I felt are important. So, Prabhupada, one thing he starts saying that uh, uh, Janudvayam up to the knees, Jalaja Lochanaya, lotus eyed. So, here the lotus eyed is referring to the Lakshmi ji, who is the consort of the Garbhodakshay Vishnu or Lord Narayana. So, here the yeah, I mean, see, often we say we meditate on the Supreme Lord. And then further, we also say, in fact, taking a deeper sense of meditation or humbleness, naturally, we say we meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord, right? So often, uh, when we offer obeisances, we offer obeisances to the lotus feet of Lord, and even among the devotees, we offer the lotus feet of the devotees' feet. Now, because why we could offer to the head, right? But we're not, we offer to the feet. Why? Being the lowest part of the body, that is a significance of uh, that humbleness. We offer our obeisances at that feet. So here also we say that we meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord. So here also here in this sloka it is said that the to meditate on that Lakshmi ji, who is the who is the goddess of fortune. Now, if you briefly look at how Lakshmi ji came into existence, she came into existence on that Mahayajna, which is the churning of the uh, ocean. Because you know that pastime, right? When Devatas approach to the Narayana, when they are getting repeatedly defeated by these demons, Narayana suggested to perform this yajna of churning the ocean. So thereby, the final outcome of that yajna is amrit, nectar. So now, in that process, it is very beautiful. That itself is a very nice pastime. We can meditate on that for several hours also. So, devotees have very nicely elaborated each significance of that yajna, and also in the process, there are so many things came out of the churning, and Lakshmi ji also comes from that churning. And to start with, what comes? The poison, right? So it is devotees explain that our acharyas also explain that whenever we endeavor for any act in our material life, even in spiritual life, our all these poisonous, unwanted things will come into life, right? See, even in our day-to-day life, um, when we are planning for or aspiring or endeavoring to do something, it's not easy. It is very tough. What to speak, different grades of the level of austerities or different level of outcomes are perceived, isn't it? Say, for example, we work, right? We are an employee. There could be employee, there could be a manager, there could be one more step above leader, there could be finally the board members and the CEO. So at different stages, different challenges are there. So like this, the Lakshmi ji is came out of this process. Now here the this chapter is Kapil Dev giving the instructions of the devotional service. So Kapil Dev ji is saying that we should meditate on the Lakshmi ji. So Prabhupada brings certain very important things here. So Lakshmi ji is the mother of the Brahma ji. Now, Brahmaji is the first citizen or the lord of this universe. Now, when if we look at the Brahmaji's appearance or how he born, in fact, we may wonder how come the Kapil Dev is saying the mother of uh, the Lord Brahma. So, because naturally the Lord Brahma appeared from the navel of the Narayana, and how come? But naturally, not biologically, but since Lakshmi ji is a consort of the Narayana, automatically she is considered the father of the Brahma. So that is very important point. And then another, the beautiful, the scene, right? We often see in the pictures, frames, different places where the Lord Narayana is just lying down on the Ananta Shesh, and where Lakshmi ji is massaging his legs and thighs. So that is a beautiful picture we always see. Now, Prabhupada further goes and clarifies, right? Often in the society, uh, people take those uh, pastimes or those scenes and they justify their activities. Now, one such activity is that they say that, okay, now look at that, Lakshmi ji is massaging the uh, legs of her husband. So they imply the same ideology in on their wives. But here, Prabhupada is very practical. He always, Prabhupada, if you look at purports, he brings out the points that are spiritual, but at the same time, in the name of that understandings, whether consciously or unconsciously, how society takes that as a standard to adopt in their lives. Now, to clarify that, Prabhupada very beautifully spends one complete paragraph on that aspect. So here, two important top words that are used. One is abhavasya. Abhavasya is the uh, opposite word for the bhavasya. Bhavasya means one in the material world or attached to the material world. But whereas abhavasya means he is not in this material world, he is not attached to the material world, so his existence is transcendental. So transcendental means beyond this material aspects. So she is serving whom? The one who is abhavasya, who is not connected, who is not attached, who is not in this material world. And who is that? That is Narayana. Now, when we this particular scene or this particular act we apply to the material world, so it should not be applied. Anything that the lessons we can take, but we cannot apply the same rule. Why? Because Lakshmi ji is serving her husband who is not connected or who is not part of this material world, who is beyond this, who is transcendental. So therefore, that should not be imitated, right? So that is what here the uh, Prabhupada is trying to uh, emphasize. Now, another beautiful word is akhilasya. Now, akhilasya is the entire universe, and the other word is sura vanditaya, worshipped by demigods. Now, here the mother is worshipped, Lakshmi ji is worshipped by the all the demigods, in fact, human beings. So it's very important, right? The goddess of fortune in our lives. We are particularly in the Gruhastha life, there are elaborate mm, uh, ceremonies or functions or worship goes for the Lakshmi ji. So, uh, here, one important thing also we need to understand is we worship the goddess Lakshmi ji, the goddess of fortune. We need, see, we are as a Gruhastha, this is also very important. Uh, we approach different demigods for their blessings, for blessing with that particular aspect for which who they are the in charge, you can say. So there is nothing wrong in it, but one a devotee who is completely uh, realized and he knows the spiritual significance or the what is the root cause of everything in this. That is the Supreme Lord. He is the He is the source of everything. There is nothing beyond him. There is nothing below him, right? For him, he is the source of everything. So that is another point we have to see. So coming to this aspect of misusing this particular Lakshmi ji, massaging the thighs of the legs and thighs of the Supreme Lord cannot be interpreted in the society. That is very important point, because in the earlier the society often misusing these kind of things to to particularly the females or in the to be a slave to the men. No, that is a totally misunderstanding. In fact, the often the confusion or no clarity, either consciously or unconsciously, is Purusha means not the male. There is no equivalent word. Purusha means the Supreme Lord. That word should be applied to only Supreme Lord. Prakriti, the male and the female are so called in this material world, are all part of the Prakriti. So Purusha means that should word apply to only the Supreme Lord Narayana. So having said that, one should understand that in this material world, female and male are there to serve the Supreme Lord, not a distinction. Now, another beautiful point also it is highlighted is that see, for Brahmaji's creation, the Lord Narayana did not take help of the Lakshmi ji. He automatically he came out of the navel of the Supreme Lord. So Supreme Lord is capable of creating the individuals without the help of Lakshmi ji. Now, if we apply that particular behavior or expectation from the uh, women in the society, that is a false, right? Is it the question need to be asked? Is the men in the material world are capable of producing the children without the help of the woman? No. So therefore, logically speaking, also that that awe and reverence expectation from the women towards the men is a false thing. Uh, however, false thing. So that is need to be so because in the material world, men needs women to create the children. So that is one important aspect we need to see. We cannot compare. The men cannot compare to the Supreme Lord, and they should not be considered or should be Purusha in that stature. Maybe linguistically, well, there is no other word bodily feature, the men are similar to the Supreme Lord. So it doesn't mean that that should be applied. So this clarification Prabhupada is giving because in the in the society, like 10, 15, maybe 15, 20 years back or 20, 50 years back, women in certain societies, women are subjected to these atrocities in the name of these, and the justification is given from these pastimes. So Prabhupada was very keen on emphasizing. Otherwise, he wouldn't have spent one paragraph on this aspect. Now, fast forward, see, always the society situations are changing. Now, in current society, eh, still that practice is going on in very in most in in societies, no doubt about that. But at the same time, we the same reverse also applies. So there are so many atrocities are committed by the women towards the men also. So sometimes that whatever the weakness is taken in advantage in blaming the or in subjecting the men also to the torture. That is very practical. In fact, the reason I'm bringing this topic is the society is changing very fast, drastically. So in this day, I don't agree only all the women are subjected to this torture. Even men are tortured by the women. The reason I am saying recently, I happened to um, come across a video clip where in India the the attorney, she was, there is a interview going by one of the media house with a lady attorney, and the topic was how come the divorces are increasing in a very conservative society like in India. So very, I mean, she's a lady attorney. If it is claimed by the male attorney, probably we can say bias. But that lady attorney was saying that I'm very unfortunate to say that being a lady, I am saying that nowadays I receive so many cases where unduly her clients, who ladies are so falsely, they are they are coming to these diverse cases, and they want to uh, s- uh, they want to they want to squeeze the money from the male also, because the idea is when the court settles some whatever compensation or whatever maintenance. The reason I am bringing this is it is not that only in societies. I don't uh, say this is across the globe. What in certain parts of the urban societies predominantly this is happening, because even the system, court system also, right? They have some sympathy towards the woman. They are considered weak, or that is natural. It is there. So what the point? My point is, it is important that both are considered. Both are should realize that. See, the whole in society, all these chaotic things are happening because lack of proper understanding, or in a another way to put it is lack of understanding the purpose of this life, right? So the Grihastha uh, is also needed to, first of all, the creation, the world is existing because of the Grihastha. If Grihastha is not there, where is the new generation is coming? No. So there is a purpose behind this. And also this ashram has a provision to the those who cannot control the senses. To that extent, the some deviation is given, or some relaxations are given with a purpose also. So this is very important. See, often the this ashram is a very vibrant ashram, and the Grihastha ashram is the one supports the rest of the other ashram, such as Brahmacharya, Sannyas, and these ashrams it supports. Why? Financially and everything. Whereas the other ashrams, their very single point goal is to uh, meditate on the purpose of the life, and then also serve the society in that capacity, in the sense to educate, to also uh, uh, to make the citizens of the society realize that don't indulge too much into these things, too much in the sense gratification, or in these worldly things. Come out, be in the world, but be out of the world. That is what, right? I remember one time, I think this is Radhanath Maharaj, when he was giving a lecture in Mumbai, where he was talking to these chartered accounts. I think it's a some accounting university or a college. So after the lecture went finished, and after that it's a Q&A questions. So one one of the person from the audience asked a question. Um, See, well, other we are working, all the working people are working, but whereas you guys, the so-called sannyasis or so-called this thing, you don't work anything, and you totally depend on the society. So in a way, he's saying that you are a parasite on the society. Then Maharaj kind of uh, taken away how to address this question. So Maharaj himself says that. So after that, Maharaj says, yes. See how in a society everybody has some role to play. So as an accountant, you play a role of taking care of the accounts or whatever that laws that need to be. You are taking care. Now just imagine this whole society is only accountants are there. No other profession is there. So do you think the society will sustain? No. We need accountants. We need different operators are there. We need who is making working in the manufacturing sector, who is doctor, who is a janitor, everything, whatnot, right? From any whatever the activity, there are unbelievable activities are there. So to address that, we need all the people who are capable of doing those activities, not just one accountant. Accountant specialization is accountant. Can they do other things? Can they perform the operation? Can they heal the people? Can they clean the bathrooms? No. So similarly, in this society, the role of sannyasis or so-called spiritual person is also one of the role. Our role is to bring back, make the people realize what is the purpose of this life. So very beautifully, Prabhu. So here is also why I'm going. Now, mothers also have a role and fathers also have a role. So what I would say is both should understand that they are not Purusha, they are not different genders kind of thing. Of course, the bodily, their functionalities are there. So, therefore, God has given equal, has different vibhutis to the different. Even Srila Prabhupada asked, right? So, this question, why is it woman greater? No, Prabhupada also mentions that both have a purpose in this life. So, but physically, men are strong. So, they should be protected. Men should be protecting the woman. So that is the from that perspective. Now maybe that protection aspect has exaggerated in the society, and then women are victimized. But fast forward now, women, they are flourishing like anything, right? So in society, so that is a very important thing. So at the same time, also I would like to highlight the importance of women, right? So women plays a vital role in the Grihastha ashrama. Right. Now, in our Vedic literature also, woman has been given the first place. Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atiti Devo Bhava. Matru Devo Bhava. See, mother, uh, 9 plus months, right? It's not just it's 9 plus months. She goes through this very austerious situation. Keeping the baby in her tummy is not an easy thing. So men should understand that one, because men can do anything, but they cannot create babies, right? So it is, and then the mother bears that pain for 9 months. See, just we get a headache or a cold, we feel so miserable. Then mother, what to speak? Another living entity in her body, and she has to emotionally and physically so many changes. She goes through these changes. Um, practically, in my own life, when we were expecting our first son, when the behavior is so changes drastically, I was at that time, I don't had no understanding of all these things. They go through these hormonal change and all this, so that somehow manifests in a rash conversations. So then men may think, hey, why logically doesn't they don't talk? Yes, the emotions are beyond the logic, tarka. So that need to be understood. So even in our school systems also, these subtle things, there is no proper education. It's all mundane education. So outside of the school, we learn more. So my mentality is, the world is a place for us, it's a classroom. So everything that we can learn outside, The living skills are taught or learned from the society, not from the classroom. This is very important thing. So, as a parents, we have to also educate our children how these things they so that next when they start their life across the ashrama, they are aware about this. They respect how the should be women should be, because women should be given such a g- uh, great position, because if you look at even in our goddesses, right? Lakshmi ji is the in charge of all the fortune. I mean, wealth. Generally, when we say fortune means only wealth, but fortune means how everything. And next, mother of the education, Saraswati is in charge, and then what to speak of about the strength and all these things, Durga Devi, right? So now woman has given that powerful positions in the society. So one should be very respectful to the woman, understanding their um, uh, how what they bring to the life. So that is very important. So another thing also, unfortunately, I have to say this: the mother is the one who um, cultivates that culture or sanskaras or whatever you call how the child should be, right? What see, if you look at most of the time, children are very adhere to the mother than father, because in the traditionally fathers used to go out and they were away from the family during their daytime, so they were away, and mothers who used to take care of their whole thing right from the morning till the evening. And that gentleness can be expected from mother. And uh, for whatever reasons, I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just speaking out. The whole culture, that family structure has been broken. Now kids are in the current society, in the especially in urban societies. How both parents are working. In some situations, that is a need, no doubt. But I mean, I'm not saying, but just I'm saying how important that one. That especially when the child is up to certain age, that care, personal attention is needed. Very, very important. Because during those tender age, if mother is away, um, then the child's uh, nurturing will get impacted, because the Western society that is not promoted. I don't know what is the reason, but mostly the Western culture is adopted even in India, very unfortunately, in the name of there is of course women also may want to work and share the responsibilities, particularly in making money. It is good, but at least this point not to be considered. Well, is this number of years, can it be compromised? Of course, if their situation is very dire, one income is not enough. Of course, that is first of all main important thing. It should be focused. But if to the extent if it is possible to compromise on the from the financial aspects, it is worth giving that. See, Shastra also very clear in its message. Shastra um, says that see, a guru or a parents, they are not their duty is to connect the their uh, uh, children or their disciples, etc., etc., to the Supreme Lord. That realization should be evoked. See, often we think, I'm elaborating because this is a very important aspect in my opinion. So, often we think that, okay, materially progressing, making sure that our kids are nicely settled, we think that is the main responsibility. Of course, no doubt. I mean, we are not talking about that is very important. We want to see our children settled properly. Upon our departure, we want them not to have any struggles. That is far no problem. It should be. That is the motive. But at the same time, the most important other aspect is connecting them, igniting that uh, igniting that the purpose of the life, meaning beyond this material, move, transcending that aspect also, connecting them to the Supreme Lord is most important. So it is not that this or that. Life cannot go like that. I cannot say that our practice, oh, now I am realized, now I am going to quit my job and everything, and I am going to only chant the name. No. Another thing is every activity that we perform in the conscious of that Supreme Lord, that is what is required. It is not quitting. Prabhupada never advocated to quit our jobs, quit what we are doing, and just go and meditate, go to the forest. No, that is Krishna also not promoted, and Prabhupada also didn't never say that. But rather, what he said, make your activities transcendental. How do we make transcendental? When we are going to the work, go with that conscious. Okay, I am going here to make money, and with that money, I want to take care of my family members and whatever additional thing I could contribute for an extended family in the society, because there are temples and other things, right? Those need to be learned. So that is the reason Grihastha Ashrama also supporting, right? In whatever fashion, meaning financing, providing funds, providing labor, so everything in sparing their time. So this is how the dovetailing aspect. So one of the my favorite word after coming to ISKCON is dovetail. Of course, earlier I didn't much emphasize, but that word is very important. So the mother, here the Lakshmi ji is the aspect we are talking about, massaging the Supreme Lord, right? So uh, that is a role of a woman in this. So, and then parents, it is very important that how what are our responsibilities in the sense giving the children, connecting them to Supreme Lord. So as long as we make them sustain on there, give good education, then they can live on there. At the same time, another important aspect is sometimes see, when we want to perform or give our time in whatever fashion, um, in our parental life, the needs of the children varies from time to time. When the child is very infant, you need 100% that dedication to them. No service is a, you cannot compromise that. If somebody calls to volunteer service for outside of the family, no, you can clearly see in our thoughts, our actions, clarity is very important. Don't be under the whatever service, that whatever family activities we are doing, that is also service. Why? Because our goal is our children. We want to nurture them. We want to connect them to the Supreme Lord. And if I cannot take care of my own family, if I go outside, what does that mean? Is it I'm justifying? No. You have to take it. Now, when the child grows maybe 3, 4 years, now it doesn't require 100% attention. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking to myself, so don't think that I'm preaching to everybody. I'm just speaking. um, so then the needs are little bit reduced from our side. It's not 100%, maybe 90%. So like that, as once they go to the college, now they don't need, they are independently, they can manage at that time. So that is the beauty of this proper understanding. So often I see the guiltiness. No, don't be guilty. The practice of the spirituality should be blissful. It should not be under any this bhava. Oh, if I do this, I'm incurring sin. See, one of the see before I come to ISKCON, uh, the only awareness for me is, oh, I have to do this so that I will get punya, means pious activities. After exposure to proper Bhagavad Gita message, I learned that, right? The Lord says clearly in the Bhagavad Gita, Traigunya Vishaya Vedha. So he's saying transcend even three modes. Now, what does that means? This is not we are the followers of gopis. Gopi Bhava is beyond these material limitations. I mean, that is when I heard first time, it blew up my mind. Oh, this could be thought like this also, because gopis doesn't care what happens to them. They care their beloved is very happy. I mean, that is ultimate bhava our parampara preaches, and what we are aspiring for that. So all the time, if I'm doing this and that, guilt, no guilt. Do the activity that your heart says, and then go for it. And if you need clarity, get clarification from the gurus and the devotees. But the process should be very blissful. So whatever the activity, consider holistically. Yes, at this time, what is my obligation? What is the Lord given responsibility for my towards my family? So this is the Vedic process is very beautiful. Unfortunately, this has been very uh, polluted and compromised. In fact, when Srila Prabhupada was asked why the society is chaotic, he clearly said, because lack of this varnashrama dharma. See, this ashrama dharma is not, varnashrama dharma is not practiced in the society. That is the reason this chaos. So once we practice this, whatever that dharmas according to this varna and ashrama, the society will run very smoothly. But day by day, um, now we are getting more and more facilities. The life is becoming very easy yeah, in most of the parts of the world. But our people are forgetting about the higher realizations. Are they are happy? No. The medically also so much advancement. But are the people are happy? No, numerous new problems are coming. And Prabhupada also said very nicely, at that time, Prabhupada, 50 years back only, he made these bold statements. He said, why do you think we are progressing? In my opinion, there is no progress, he says. Why? If we are progressing, the hospitals are should go down. But day by day, hospitals are increasing. So, do you call this a progress? See, Prabhupada was challenging the society. You consider this is a modernization and all these things are progress? Yes, materially. But to the core of the people, are they are becoming happy? No, not at all. Millions of the problems. See, I never thought, dreamt like 15 years back or 20 years back, that so many things that could be achieved from the just from the palm, meaning the mobile, the cell phone. Now what not, this is an amazing instrument, no doubt about it. But our people are happy? They are, there are victims of these gadgets, and then forget about that victim, somebody hacking and stealing something, that is another aspect. But people, we have become the addicted to the gadgets, addicted to the screen, and this is creating the whole lifestyle has changed. People, this small smart, so-called smart phone has become part and parcel of their body. And I'm saying this because this is very important aspect. As gruhasthas, we have to consider this is the most worth, even worse than drugs. Why? People are glued to this 24 by 7. Even they go to the bed, and this the sleeping patterns and everything is messed up. Everything is messed up. Now we may have to, people can stop eating, but they cannot stop accessing or watching, accessing these smartphones constantly something. And creatively, see in this world, in a particularly in a capitalistic society, it is very dangerous society, because it may at the outskirt appear like a very democratic. Of course it is, I'm not saying a socialistic society is better, not I'm that is not at all my intention to say, to be politically right. So, capitalistic society here is, if the consumer is not smart, he doesn't know how to handle the things that he's using, he will fall for the victim. How it is now? If you want to get a, I'm just giving, if you want to get a dumb phone. When I say dumb phone, means not smartphone. Is it possible? No, no carrier will offer that one. Why? There is so much, the whole carriers behind the scene, they are friends and they promote slowly. Okay, we are forced to buy these only, right? Even if you want. No, then if we don't understand the havoc or the dire consequences of these instruments, we will fall for the victim. I mean, as a parent, I see this thing in my children are so addicted. How do we restrict? If we restrict, then they are left over, right? In the society, when their friends are using, they say, Papa, why I'm not getting? No, it's very tough to convince them. Now, the this Lord has given us a beautiful, what do you call, this power of brain, right? This is so powerful, and then when we constantly watch, our imagination is taken away and our thought process is messed up. And then uh, all this, so many, we can go on talk for hours, days, months also. But there is a, I'm not saying all are bad. Now this instrument offers such a beautiful, say today I'm sitting outside of uh, outside in the temple premises. I didn't have time to go back and talk, call from home. I just spoke. See, everything is accessible from me. It's a great tool. I mean, it's no doubt. I mean, it has equally so many benefits. So what my point summary I'm saying is, need to be cognizant of limitation, pros and cons, so that we can use to our advantage. So, coming to this current sloka, so we have to meditate. So, in a summary, statements are, we will meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord, and particularly meditate on Lakshmi ji, who is the goddess of fortune. And don't take that Lakshmi ji massaging the Supreme Lord is applicable to our society, meaning that male should not treat that female are meant to serve them. No, here they they are, the female are not meant to serve the men, but that loving exchange should be there. Both should be cooperate and should cooperate each other. The whole purpose is to realize the Supreme Lord and get out of this material world, go back to Goloka. That is the purpose. And then men also should think that we are not Purushas, we are part of the Prakriti only. Why? Because here clearly referred that Lakshmi ji is massaging the Supreme Lord, who is who is out of this material world, and who is the creator of the Brahma ji. So we cannot create a living entity without our counterpart. So what to speak, we cannot equate. So these are the summary points that I would like to highlight. So Prabhupada very beautifully brings the topic how it is relevant in our day-to-day life. Otherwise, a theory is, in my opinion, if I cannot apply theory in my life, it is no use. It is useless for me, right? So everything that we Shastra has is a relevance in that. Now Shastra also so much information, and every this the teachings are applicable. We have to consider. TCP, time, play, TPC, time, place, circumstance. So that clarity, when we don't have, that is a reason Guru plays a vital role in our life, because who understands our nature and who gives that message how it is should be applied. So that is what it is. So that is in summary what I would like to say. And in summary, in the bold summary, I would say the female, they are very very important, and that motherly nature is the one which keeps this grihastha very tight and flourishing, and the so-called the new jivas that come to this world are connected to the supreme lord. Back to that realization should start from the home. So that is the reason scriptures clearly say that matru devo bhava, matru, for a child the mother is the first guru, and then father. So these are the important things. So as a grihastha, having that understanding will help me what is my responsibility towards my children. So that is in humble. I want to just say some of my thoughts. So in summation, that is what it is. So finally, I say that yad yad atra skalitam kinchid vidvamsah purayantu tat yad atra saustavam kinchit tad guror eva me nahi. Whatever errors are present in this commentary may be learned, so correct it. And whatever good is found here, it is due to my guru, not to me. So, so anything that I misspoke, forgive me, and then please let me know, and I will correct myself. And here I am not talking to preach something to anyone. It is a talk to myself. I'm not qualified to speak. If I talk from a, is it I am 100%? No. But as a service, I'm offering. And please pray for me that day by day, I progress, and I think rightly, and I take my responsibilities what God given. So Hare Krishna, thank you very much. I will end my talk here. If you have any questions, I don't think I can qualify to answer, but any comments, feel free to say.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. This is Hachi Sudadas. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. A very nice class. I know. I really like the point of the Mother Goddess, Lakshmi Devi, massaging the lotus feet of Lord Narayana. My thoughts went to Annamacharya's Kirtan,
Uh,
where he says, Prema Saki Pisikidi Padamu Brahma Katikina Padamu. So the Lord Venkateshwara's feet, lotus feet, is so sacred. Okay.
hmm,
And the mother goddess is constantly pressing and massaging the feet, which had destroyed the pride of Kalia.
uh,
Okay.
uh,
And she is constantly doing that. Like we are talking about Mother Lakshmi Devi
uh,
and Lord Narayana, even before the advent of Lord Brahma, the first
hmm,
citizen. So
hmm,
we should take, I
hmm,
mean, she is doing out of love. That is
hmm,
the core point that I can feel. It's
hmm,
not that, who is, whether it's a male or female. It's a
hmm,
love out of the abundant love.
hmm,
In my first interaction, with my spiritual master, he was saying that just
hmm,
take a drop of
hmm,
that purity or that love. I beg for the purity of the
hmm,
drop, not for anything more than that. If we meditate on that purity of that love, our life will be our lifetime or the purpose of this life will be benefited, totally
hmm,
benefited. Mother plays a very important role, and goddess Lakshmi is so like that bhava is we are very familiar with the gopi bhava and thing, but the reverence and the love for the husband, and constantly serving the consort is so nice, and that gives the path to the varnashrama dharma, especially in the grahastha ashram. Like they have set the stage. It's so nice, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing all the details. Covering these aspects.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thanks for educating about the Annamachaya Kirtana. Very nice, very beautifully you articulated, Prabhu. Very nice.
No, it is Annamacharya. I was just repeating what he said from the song, Prabhu.
No, no, no,
Thank
but
you. Yeah.
there is so much, but uh, knowing that also very important, right? So very nice, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. See you in the evening. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna.